Alright y'all, so we're working on taking the factory headlight out of the Hawk 250. If you're doing this upgrade, the factory headlight that comes with this thing is dim as shit. You can barely see anything at night. So, we ordered this piece online. Comes with some gloves so you don't touch your light bulb. But right here is your new bulb. So it's an LED bulb, supposed to be 6500K, and from what I read online, about 3 to 4 times brighter than the factory headlight. So we're going to pop this guy in there and see if we get a better view. I'm going to go ahead and grab my key real quick. I'm going to turn it on so we can see how bright it is. It's daytime, so it's going to be a bad example, but we're going to see how bright it is factory and then how bright it is after we get this LED headlight put back in. Alright, so here's an idea of what the factory light looks like. Shining up against the wall. It's not super bright, but it is daytime. Gives you kind of an idea. Gonna hold that there. And then you got high beams, low beams. Not much. Provides a little bit of light at night, but it really doesn't do much. So we're gonna get this LED in here. Basically for your front fixture, I've already undone them, but you have 2 bolts. You got one that goes right in here, and one on the same exact spot on the other side. You take those 2 bolts out, this whole headlight assembly comes right out. Once you get this out, you take this little rubber boot off. There's a 3-prong plug underneath it, which I can show you here. Let me turn the key off, make sure there's no power. You can also disconnect the battery if you really want to be extra cautious, but I'm not going to do that. And right inside here you have your little clip. And you'll notice this little thing here is just 3 clips. 3 metal attachments. Pull it right out, and you have this little retaining clip. Twist it to the left, lefty loosey, righty tighty. There's your retaining clip, pops right off. Just gonna sit that in here, and then your factory Chinese dim bulb. So we're taking that one out. We're gonna put this new LED one in. Basically, just reverse the steps. Put the new one in place. Take the retaining clip, pop it in there, and then attach it. So I'm not gonna do all that because it's pretty self-explanatory and pretty simple once you've removed it. We're gonna get that done, and then we'll be right back. And over here, we have these guys in here fixing this one because they decided to crash their dirt bikes into each other the other day. Say hi.
And make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
I just wanted to show a side-by-side comparison of these things. You see the LEDs here and the factory bulb, but the actual attachments, everything is the same. I'll provide a link for the one that I purchased in the description below. Feel free to check it out down there. Make sure to throw a like on here if you find any of this information helpful. Appreciate it. And you will notice when putting this thing in here that it is kind of directional. Inside your assembly there are little grooves that these little notches sit inside of. So you got 2 little ones, 1 big one. They sit right inside their own little notches. And then you take your retaining clip and you pop it into place. You got to kind of figure out exactly which way this thing sits, but these little, there's 2 little tabs. You can see it right up there and one right down here that go underneath these clips inside the housing. So you put them on there and then turn it to the right. Make sure it's all the way in there. That one's not. I might need 2 hands to do this. When you twist this little guy, you should hear it snap into place. It'll pop and then click into place. And that's all you got to do there. Then you take your adapter, an electrical adapter, and you plug it right in. Before I do that, I'm going to grab some silicone, some light bulb grease. I'm going to coat these ends just to help waterproof all this, even though it does have this rubber boot to help seal it as well. But I do that as just an added precaution. I always do that with spark plug connections, light bulb connections, everything, especially on a dirt bike or a trail bike. So I'm going to grab that real quick. Be right back. So I've just got some basic dielectric connector protector. This stuff, just take it, sit it right on the ends of the connectors. Too much ain't really going to hurt anything except for create more potential for dirt. Spray it right up on there. This will help water seal your electrical connectors so you don't have to worry about any moisture getting in there. And I definitely applied a little more than I normally might do, but normally I use 2 hands. But just kind of coat everything like that, and then when you press these down on top of it, this stuff will go in between the connection and shoot out the bottom side. So if you do happen to get into some serious water with this, it should still keep your electrical connection dry. All right. So then, as you can tell, you have your 3 connectors, and we're just going to pop this right into place. If I can keep the camera and the phone and the hand working at the same time. Slide it right down on there. You'll notice some of that dielectric grease kind of scooted out the bottom, which is perfectly fine. That'll actually help waterproof it. And then you get your little rubber boot back on here. It is bigger on one side and smaller on the other, so if you want to orient it the right way, you can. I'm just going to kind of force it back on here because it's going to stay either way. Doing this one-handed is always fun. Alright, so you got it up sealed back on there. Help waterproof that. Then we just take our light assembly and we bolt it back on into place. I'm actually not going to do that right now, because now what I'm working on is this lovely analog gauge that they come with. I'm going to be replacing that out right now with a new digital gauge. So instead of a mile per hour gauge, a speedometer on the left, and I'm going to have a tachometer on the left, and everything else will be digital on the right hand side. From what I've read online, these are supposed to be a lot more accurate. My speed on this thing is way off. When I run my GPS on my phone, it'll say I'm going 40 when I'm actually going 52. So it's about, at high speeds, it's 10 to 15 miles per hour off. At low speeds, it's about 5 to 10 miles per hour off. So we're going to replace it out with this thing, see if we can't get it a little more accurate. All right, we're going to start on that. As I said, we'll be showing the difference. This is the new LED light installed. You see it shining at the wall here. It's now a nice bright LED white color rather than that nasty yellow. Actually looks a lot brighter. It's washing out the wall that I shine it on. So it'll be interesting to see what this does at night, but it already seems a lot brighter even in the daytime. So hopefully, oh yeah, it'll give me that extra visibility at night. I'm not going to reattach this like I said, because I'm going to be doing the digital cluster, swapping out the analog cluster. But you can see the difference in the light here. Still has that little factory yellow light in there, but it's all good. Looks so much better. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. On to the digital / analog removal and digital installation. All right.